Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of October 8 through 21, 2024. This is a reading if you are Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have another significant Aries placement in your chart. I don't know why I'm getting a frog in my throat all of a sudden, excuse me. Strange. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you, and if you're returning, welcome back. What I normally do is a 12-card horoscope spread, well, 13 with the center card. My main deck is Marie Hope's Way of Cartouche. My clarifying deck this week is going to be the Halloween Tarot, being we are heading into spooky season. And I'm also going to draw one of the Norse runes as a follow-up. Okay, if you check the description box below to have a link to my webpage, which is where I do my spiritual coaching, healing work, tarot, oracle, astrology, all of it. If you want information about the kind of work that I do, please check out the link in the description below. There's also a link to my social media. I do a daily tarot reading on my morning coffee with Breege, which is most mornings. I mean, occasionally I miss one, and then eventually I will go and upload the previous episodes onto YouTube, along with my channelings of Archangel Azrael. So yeah, so anyway, you can learn more about all about that at the link in the description below. Okay, so our business out of the way. October, as I have mentioned to the other signs that I did last week, is an extremely active month. There's a whole lot that's going on, not only in terms of regular astrology. There's going to be a full moon in your sign, a full moon in Aries. There is Pluto is going to be going direct this month. We've just passed a solar eclipse. It was a partial solar eclipse, but still, even though astrologers argue about how potent it was, but I think it's going to have quite a potent effect. Or it's part of the effects. We have strong solar flares and geomagnetic storms, which are affecting things. We have a visible comet in the sky by the middle of the month. We have a quote-unquote second moon, which is really an asteroid that's kind of in the same orbit with the moon. And we're also going to be having a situation where the four gas giants, and that would be Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all lined up in alignment with each other. And I feel like I'm missing some things. There's quite a lot going on. I know Venus is moving into Sagittarius. There's a lot here. Certainly when we had the eclipse last week, it's in Libra, and so there's a highlight and a focus on relationships. And actually, this reading is going to be for the rest of Libra season. We would then be moving into Scorpio season after that. But this is a very powerful and potent month. Mars is in opposition to a lot of planets. The moon is going to be opposite Pluto in Capricorn for the last time in many, many years, because Pluto will be slowly moving back into Aquarius, where it will be for about 40 years. So we are finishing up a lot of cycles here, is what we're seeing right now in the astrology. But the Mars placement, Mars is in Cancer right now. This is making for a lot of emotional volatility right now. And so there's a lot of potential explosions that we have to watch out for. My general advice for people this month is, if you want to lose your temper, opt to keep your cool instead, and walk away and think about it before you act. So, okay, so let's do your full spread here. Okay, now right off the bat, Aries, there's a couple of things that I'm seeing right away. For some of you, there's absolutely new love coming in, without a question. Now, for some of you, I feel like it's somebody who you are worried about. There's somebody who you, okay, this is assuming you're single. Now, this could, if you're married, maybe this is something connected to your partner. But Nine of Bats indicates, which is Nine of Swords, is basically this idea that you're laying awake at night worrying about something that's not happening. For some of you, but at the same time, in your fifth house is unbelievable, because this is the house of, I look at these two together because one is love affairs, which is the Leo house, and then Libra house is the is more permanent relationships, or things that have a higher level of commitment. So, sometimes we want to see if we're moving from this to this. And you've got both the Twins and the Ankh, which are the two big love cards in the Cartouche deck. And they are in the positions of dating relationship and marriage relationship, okay? So, yeah, and you've got the Ten of Ghosts, which is the Ten of Cups, okay? So somebody who's a real wish fulfillment for you, somebody who is, not it's not just about you, but somebody maybe who you feel would be embraced by your family. There could be things that are going on within the family as well that are happy here. Sometimes this card can come up if there's going to be perhaps the birth of a child for some people. But with the twins here, I feel like there is a love relationship that is exactly what you wish for, and you can have it. But you are sitting here worrying. You're saying, oh, maybe you're worried that this person, I don't know, that they're not interested in you, that you're going to approach them and they're going to reject you. Maybe you're worried that, they just want to be friends. Maybe you think you're going to be one of, I feel like I'm seeing Queen of Wands in my head. So I feel like maybe you're feeling like you're one in a long line of many, which probably isn't true. I have a feeling that that a relationship that is going to be the exact wish fulfillment for you is going to be available to you. But you may be trying to talk yourself out of it with worries about, yeah, but what if this happens and what if this happens? Now, if I look at communications, yeah, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups here, the Ace of Ghosts, and this says to me new love. But of course, this is requiring a sacrifice in communication. So I feel like it's decision time for you, Aries. If you are looking for love, or if there's some prospect, I feel like it's decision time. Like you have to speak up. If this is what you want, you need to speak up. I think you're just about on the verge of it, because this is going to bring you into a new phase that's much more emotionally satisfying. There does seem to be issues in the home sector here. We have Seth here in the 4th house. So for some of you, this could be problems with your physical home. This could be problems within the family, because this is the area of home, family, and the mother. You could just be very, very insecure. We have it with Hathor, so this literally could have to do with the mother, or maybe with just some female. It could be a sister, could be an aunt, anybody, But there's a strong female presence here. I don't know. There's almost a sense of, I don't know if there's a sense of insecurity here. I don't know if this is, there just seems to be something that's tied to this very strong mother energy, because Hathor does not have to be the mother. Sometimes Hathor is just a very organized woman, somebody who has it together. But I don't know. I'm seeing these kinds of reservations. Maybe there's a relationship where you're thinking like, do I want to live with this person or move in with this person? And maybe you're having your reservations about that. Maybe you have your own ways of doing things. Maybe for some of you, the mother is an influence on whatever's going on with the situation, or at least another woman, maybe a past situation. But again, we have the 2 of Bats here. There's something here where there's a stalemate. You have to make a decision. I think you're in a position. I also feel like this could have to do with, I'm sorry, this is just jumping in my head. I feel like this could have to do with organization too. I feel like some of you work from home, and in your space, like I think you're finding it harder and harder to keep things organized, because Hathor is also about being efficient, organized, kind of a Virgo type energy, where you kind of keep everything together and where you feel safe and secure in your routine and in what you're doing. And I feel like that's not the case anymore. Something has disrupted this. But right now you're kind of in a truce situation, like you're trying to still keep things the way they are. But you see this woman is blindfolded and she's got her hands crossed across her chest, closing off the heart and not looking at what's there. And there's this whole world behind you. You need to take the blindfold off, turn around, take the hands off the heart. A decision needs to be made here, because I don't know. I feel like there's something going on here. Either a conflict in a relationship that has to be solved, or it's just you trying to maintain something that has always made you secure. And it's really it's very tenuous right now. There's a tension that's going to have to be resolved here. And I don't know why I feel like it has to do with this relationship, but, again, take it as it resonates. Those of you who are not looking for love, there still just seems to be this, I don't know, there's this wonderful opportunity to connect with somebody. Maybe it's connecting with them creatively. Maybe somebody's having a child. But whatever it is, I feel like there's a lot of worries about it, but it has the potential to be a really, really awesome thing for you. Let's look at your 2nd house of money. Okay, Pyramid seems to indicate something that's going to be resolved with time. I feel like there's something going on with finances. You have the 7 of Cups or the 7 of Ghosts here. And this is a card that suggests that there's a lot of possibilities, but also there's something that just seems very illusory. Like you can't quite get a handle on what's real in a financial situation. There may be a need to face the reality with regard to finances if there has been some kind of difficulties. But there's also this sense of being open to new possibilities, maybe new ways to make money. Maybe some of you are doing work remotely or from home or something like that when this card comes up. But I feel like the Seven of Cups indicates that we're not quite grounded in what's real with our finances right now. Or something, or maybe even something just seems like it's an illusion. Like if you're looking, like if financial security is a thing, you may feel like, huh, this is never coming. The pyramid would suggest that things will be resolved with time. There's a little bit of a test going on right now with regard to your finances. Now, this is interesting in your first house, which is how you present yourself to others, and this is your own Aries energy. Now, you have Isis with the seven of what they call seven of imps or seven of wands. And this is interesting because it's almost like this is you as showing a face of somebody who's very caring, very compassionate, very understanding of others, very patient, but also somebody who seems to be putting up boundaries and standing your ground at the same time. And yeah, so it's almost like you're kind of digging in your heels and standing firm in something. And just the fact that I'm seeing this down here and I'm seeing this need for sacrifice here, I don't know. In some ways, it's like, again, you're presenting a face that's very kind, very patient, and very compassionate. But there's also like a defensiveness here as well. So I don't know. Take it as it resonates. This may be this actually almost feels like a characterization of Mars in Cancer. Okay, because there's definitely more of a watery element to Isis, and this is very strong Mars because it's the idea of almost like smiling through gritted teeth. It's just kind of like you're determined to be nice, to be patient, and be understanding, and it's telling you that that's the best way to go. But there's definitely a sense here that you are feeling like you are on the defense about something, and I don't know, maybe if you're killing people with kindness here, I'm not quite sure. But there's definitely this energy here of, you're trying to stand, you're trying to stand your ground with something. But you're trying to do it in a way, you're doing it in a way that you're trying to remember to be understanding towards others, to be patient with others. And of course, as I said at the beginning of this reading about Mars and Cancer, and Mars is a ruling planet for you because you are Aries, you are fire. Yeah, there may be just a special warning there about how you present yourself to people. Okay, so let's look at your health situation and also your work. Okay, so we have Horus with the Page of Swords. So something in your work recently, I feel like people have been, this is a very gossipy card. I don't know if some of you people have been slagging you off unfairly. I don't know if it's a case of you feel like people are talking about you behind your back. Page of Swords to me sometimes is the way that, or it's things that you learn indirectly. It's not like somebody has a direct conversation with you. It's where somebody says, oh, so-and-so said this about you. It's that kind of an energy with the Page of Swords. But you have it with Horus. So Horus seems to indicate, again, this idea of the popular hero, like the person who is charming, is charismatic, who is able to overcome the obstacles, who has the charm and the charisma to offset whatever this is. But there's a strong sense here that there's more going on that meets the eye. It doesn't have to be gossip, but there's a sense that you are trying to work your way through something. Horus is a very strong card of good health, so that's a positive thing in the 6th house because it suggests good health. If there have been some ailments or things that don't present or don't seem obvious, this could also just indicate that maybe there could be if you've been having health issues, and mind you, this is not diagnostics. I'm not a doctor. But if you've been having any health issues, this could be saying that there could be something hidden that maybe you need to investigate. But overall, this is a card of good health. So I feel like this is more about you becoming kind of the hero in a situation where maybe you've been maligned. Now, that could have to do with a job. It could just be something you have anxiety about. But that seems to be what I see here. Now, if I go to the 10th house of your career and your legacy and so forth, okay, we have the 6 of Pumpkins, which is the 6 of Pentacles with Bast. Some of you, I don't know, this, again, when Bast shows up, I don't know, this is usually a very creative card. This could be somebody who does music, could be somebody who does dancing, art, writing. I mean, this is a very, very very creative card here. But this is also a very, very social card. So this is about you connecting with people, connecting with a network of support. This is also about, sometimes this is about psychosomatic illness. So it's funny that we see this down here. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stressed out lately about things, but Bast, again, give as you wish to receive, follow your intuition, but there's also a strong sense of recognition with this card too. So you don't necessarily have to be in one of those fields that I mentioned, but there's definitely a strong sense of being recognized for what you do. And with the Six of Pentacles, this is really a card of support. So this is you being supported by others, you're gaining a lot of support from others. And also perhaps you are in a supportive role yourself. Perhaps there's something you're doing. I mean, I'm seeing Isis in the first house here. So maybe you're feeling like you're offering a lot to other people. And the question is, are you getting as much in return for what you're giving out? You know what I mean? There's this give and take energy here with the Six of Pentacles, wanting to have an equal exchange of something. So just something to think about in your work. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of in your work or something like that, you know, what represents equal exchange? Are there areas where you're overgiving, where maybe you need to give a little less? Maybe where you need to maintain some boundaries. That might be what this is about. You might be wanting to maintain a boundary, but you're such a nice person that you have a hard time doing that. So that may be what this is reminding you to do here. And I don't get, Aries, I don't get the vibe that you're the type, you're certainly not the type of person, even by vibe or even just by sign trait, to let people walk all over you. So I don't feel like you're that's the situation here at all. But it may be that you're feeling a little pushed these days. And perhaps but you also may be determined to kind of hang on to something that maybe a situation where you could use help or you could use support, and you're just saying no, because because Aries tends to be very independent with this sort of thing. So let's look at the Sagittarius house. This is their house of expansion, expanding your horizons, long distance travel. Can be legal matters too, but it can be this often has to do with higher education or teaching or educating, anything that's beyond what we think of as standard education falls into this house. Freedom, independence, spirituality, deep thought, and you have winged disc with temperance. So this is very nice energy. For some of you, this could be travel. There's something here connected to this. There's some way in which you are going to have clarity of vision, and that perhaps you are going to be able to soar over something, overcome obstacles. So this is really good. Wing disc is a very expansive card. It represents the sun disc, and the fact that you have it here in the house of expansion seems to indicate that there's going to be a green light for doing something new or expanding your horizons. Maybe some of you are involved with education. Maybe some of you are completing school. Or maybe you're just looking for a higher level of knowledge. Now with temperance indicates, again, this need for balance. We saw the Two of Bats here, and there's this idea here of, which is also a card of balance, though this one's a little bit more tense than this one. There's definitely the sense here, though, of looking for peace of mind, looking for balance. Maybe some of you are going to be exploring spirituality. Maybe that's not been your thing. Or maybe it's saying that there's something in looking into deeper thought, or the bigger mysteries of life, that is going to be more satisfying to you. Now, if this is about new opportunities, temperance would indicate things that are coming your way that you don't have to work too hard or plan too hard for, that there's certain things that you can just allow to come to you. Now, if I look at the 8th house, which is your house of transformation, and sometimes other people's money too. Again, we got this 2 energy, 2 of pumpkins, the 2 of pentacles. This is this idea that you're keeping a lot of plates spinning. You're doing a lot of things. We have this this juggler juggling these 2 pumpkins with a Leminskit here. The Leminskit's the infinity sign. And so this is and that's really the way that we balance things, not by doing a little on this side and a little on this side, but flowing between, okay, first we're here and then we're here, and we kind of flow back and forth. So that's the energy of this card. It's a natural flow of things. And you have it with Thoth. So again, there's this strong indication of divine timing. But I feel like the words coming into my head is, it's time to make a decision. Like you're changing, your situation is changing. Your old way of remaining secure is not the way. And it does seem like there's a potential for a new relationship here, but you seem to be scared. Like literally, I feel like for some of you, the one for you is in your life and you're thinking about them, but you're going, oh, I don't know. I don't know. But this person's going to fulfill your every wish. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like though that there's a need for you to take a step. And the fact, okay, Aries is on axis with Libra, okay? And Libra is a big player in this. The eclipse we recently had was in Libra, and this is bringing our relationship issues to a head. It brings anything in the past that may have blocked us to a head. If there were old unresolved stuff, comes up and comes to a head. So I just feel like with all this energy like this, and also the potential for new love, and this does seem to be new love, not a returning person, okay? Yeah, there just seems like this is the right time for you, but you are going to be called upon to make a decision. This can also indicate that you're a very, very busy person, and that at some point you're going to have to prioritize and make a decision to drop something. Okay, so let's look at the 11th house. This is your house of friendship. It's Aquarius, and also what you're trying to manifest. Okay, 5 of bats, okay, 5 of swords. So this is limitation. This may also be jealousy. I feel like some of you, yeah, like this 9 of bats, the word jealousy came to mind, and that's what I think is going on here. Maybe this is a person who's been a friend or somebody in your social network, maybe even somebody who's been supportive of you in some way. I don't know, but I feel like there's a jealousy here that maybe you think, or a sense of defeat with something. Or maybe you even just feel in trying to achieve your goals that you're defeated. But I feel like for some of you, this is how you're feeling about this relationship situation, which is, again, I was just really shocked when I laid these cards out. I'm like, somebody here is going to be meeting the one, and they're kind of thinking like, oh, I don't know, you know? What if they have somebody? What if it's this? Like, it's that kind of an energy. But we have Osiris, which indicates a stable and secure situation, and also a stable person with good judgment. So yeah, I don't know. This is about being a leader or kind of taking control of a situation. And this is certainly the way that you manifest your wishes. This is strong Sagittarius energy and sometimes Aries energy with this card. But Osiris is definitely this about answering this call of leadership. So don't take on this defeatist attitude here. There may be people there who are making you feel defeated, but you know, a lot of this, I don't know. I keep feeling like this is connected to this. It's something that's more what we're worried about rather than what's actually happening, okay? So let's look at your 12th house. This is your house of self-undoing, Pisces energy. Okay, we have Lotus with the Fool. So you're afraid to take a risk. You need to take a risk and you're afraid to. And this is saying, don't worry. There's anxiety here that you are masking with this this very, very strong and patient and, you know, and you know, very nice exterior, but you are, you know, you need to take a risk, and you're just, you know, there's fear about doing it. There's doubt, and that completely checks out with everything else here. But what this is telling me is that the risk is going to be entirely worth it. Okay, there's a risk. There's going to be a shifting of things. And the way that it's going to shift, I don't know. I feel like you're going to have the help and support that you need in what it is that you're doing. Now, overall, we have Urias. So whatever this is like an unexpected turn of events. And we have it with the Queen of Cups, which often has to do with love. So yeah, I just feel like for some of you, like if it's a man watching this reading, I feel like there's a woman there who is who is what you, what you want. If you're a woman watching this reading, well, I shouldn't even actually say that. If you're somebody who loves women, let's put it that way, because there are women who love women too. And so if there's this idea of this woman who is emotionally satisfying, emotionally fulfilling, who brings love. And maybe this is something unexpected for you. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, no, that's not going to happen, right? But it's definitely telling you to tune into your intuition, to allow your emotional side to come through. I feel like you're blocking that. Like you're saying, no, I have to put this strong facade on. I don't know why I'm feeling like this is for a man, but for a woman for somebody who's interested in men, do understand that the queens do not necessarily have to represent females. This could be somebody who has love for you. This could be a man who has love for you too. I mean, it doesn't have to be one way or the other specifically, but in terms of gender. But there's definitely a strong emotional component here, and whatever this is not something that you're expecting. Something is about to take an unexpected turn. This may manifest in an upset of something of your security, this balance that you've maintained that's rather tenuous. And maybe it's a woman who's going to do it. Who knows? I don't know. There is some strong female energy here. But it just definitely seems like you're on the verge of having exactly whatever it may be that you wanted in a relationship. Now, again, Aries tends to be very independent. So maybe you could say, well, maybe I don't want a relationship. But there's just an opportunity here for something for you. And I don't know. I just feel like you are trying to talk yourself out of it, or talking yourself into the idea that taking that risk is going to lead to disaster when in fact it isn't. So yeah, so you've been, I don't know, it looks like you're very, very busy here. You're about to, your new beginnings, and it makes sense because you're on that axis with Libra. It makes sense that the things that you're working on right now with all this energy has to do with Libra and have to do with relationships. So let's take a rune for you. This is for Aries. What does Aries need to know? Okay, so we have Nauthiz. This is your rune. Now, Nauthiz is the rune of Saturn, okay? So this is about learning lessons. It's about slow and steady, about dealing with obstacles, okay? I'm interested to see how you're going to deal with these obstacles, because obstacles sometimes are put there for a reason, okay? Sometimes we are, like there's a redirect here that's going on. Something that appears to be an obstacle is actually redirecting you onto the right path. Let me see if I can pull another one. Yeah, you've got Berkana, which is the rune of growth. So you're, whatever's happening right now, whatever is making you feel limited, restricted, insecure, whatever issues might be going on here, it's trying to force you to grow into the right direction. And I feel like it's more of an emotional direction. It's more of a direction where you'll be supported rather than doing everything by yourself. And I don't think that's something that's only sat well with you. You kind of have, I feel like you're somebody who's kind of set in your ways. There's certain ways you like to do things. Again, not that you're not a caring person, okay? But that you're kind of set in your ways. And I don't know, something is telling you here that something's going to shift, and then the whole context and playing field is going to be different, and the action you're going to be called to it for is different. But I will say, overall, whatever the situation is, whether this is like a creative partnership, whether this is a love partnership, which it clearly is for at least somebody watching this, whatever it is that's shifting things for you, it's saying the sacrifice will be rewarded. This is a sacrifice that gets rewarded. So, yeah. So I don't know. This actually looks really good, Aries. So, yeah, I think if there's a relationship situation you've been questioning whether or not you should go for it, if you've been talking yourself out of it, I would say go for it, because I feel like it's something that's going to help you it's not just going to be about love. I have a feeling this is a relationship that's going to touch every aspect of your life in a positive way. So anyway, so that's it. And I feel like I've been seeing that a lot for you. So I don't know. I feel like maybe you're just kind of, there's something you're still kind of dragging your feet on, and maybe for other reasons, who knows. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later in October.